now for our press review with Leo Mangione. Leo, we're going to go back to Syria to start with. Several newspapers there focusing on how this all affects Syrian refugees this morning.
Well, many European nations have been quick to halt asylum proceedings for Syrians. One of those countries is the UK. You can see that news making the front page of The Telegraph as well as The Eye this morning. Between 2011 and 2021, more than 30,000 Syrians were granted asylum in the UK, with Syrians accounting for the fifth highest number of those claiming asylum. But now all those claims will be frozen, and it's not just the UK, it's Germany, France, Sweden as well, and Austria have actually said that they will start deportation process of refugees. Those decisions have been met by anger. This is Il Manifesto, which is an Italian communist newspaper. The headline, "It's your business." They say that the EU, that temporarily opened its borders in 2015, led by Germany, no longer exists. The desperate now must be discouraged by any means necessary, denounces the newspaper. In Germany, Die Zeit criticises the fact that the EU has begun discussing not only the suspension of asylum applications, but also the possibility of returning Syrian refugees just a few hours after the fall of Bashar al-Assad's regime. This reaction is not only shockingly narrow-minded, but also unrealistic, says the German Weekly, pointing out that Syria's future at the moment is still completely unknown.
Absolutely, so many questions. But we do know that, of course, that Bashar al-Assad fled and was granted asylum in Russia. How are newspapers in the countries that allied with Assad reporting things?
Well, I'll start in Iran with the Tehran Times. Of course, Iran, a close ally of Bashar al-Assad. The headline, "Rebels' Gift to Israel." They report that Israel are, in their words, abusing the fall of the Syrian government as they intensify air raids with attacks on about 100 targets on Monday. This piece says that Israel's aggression against Gaza, Lebanon and Syria is aimed at expanding its occupation, and Arab leaders should wake up to the fact that Israel and its main supporter, the United States, are just wolves in sheep's clothing. Let's go to Russia next, where, of course, Bashar al-Assad is currently taking refuge. The headline in the Moscow Times tells us that Russia has taken a political, military and economic hit with the fall of Assad. According to one expert, Russia's inability or decision to not reinforce Assad's regime during the insurgents' rapid offensive in Syria will hurt Russia's credibility as a reliable and effective security partner. There's also two key Russian military bases in Syria, and according to estimates, Russia's unsuccessful backing of Assad may have cost over $27 billion over 9 years. And talking about those military bases, The Guardian actually have this piece this morning reporting that Moscow is desperately trying to protect its military assets in Syria, and they've turned to diplomacy to do so. I'll show you a map that The Guardian have this morning of those two bases. You can see them on the Mediterranean coast there, key to supporting Russia's maritime operations in the region. And in the last 24 hours, Moscow and its state-controlled media have been notable in how they've softened their rhetoric towards the Islamist group HDS. The two leading Russian news agencies have transitioned from labelling the group as terrorists to describing them as armed opponents.
OK, well, let's cross over now, Leo, to the United States, where a man has been charged with the murder of the CEO of United Healthcare. Tell us more.
Luigi Mangione has been charged with the killing now officially, but how was he caught? Well, interestingly, as you can see in the New York Times, he was found the old-fashioned way, eyes, not tech, led to finding the suspect. An employee in McDonald's reported the man after seeing a widely circulated image of the suspect. And for experts, the case is a reminder of, even as facial recognition technology grows more sophisticated, distributing photos and relying on the public to recognise a face can still play a vital role in cases such as these. Mangione has unsurprisingly drawn a huge amount of attention online, namely on social media. I'll show you his social media here. He had 500 followers before he was named. You can see the image there, 100,000. That's gone up to 200,000 in just the last few hours. You can see the header actually as well on his Twitter, supposedly an X-ray. Some have guessed that that might be an X-ray from supposed back surgery. The New York Times have this profile on him this morning. They report that he was an Ivy League graduate from a prominent Maryland family. In recent months, he suffered both physical and psychological pain. The case has been one really like no other. Mangione has become some sort of online celebrity. As you can see in the Washington Post, there's actually merch available on sale online. Jumpers and baseball caps that have the phrase "deny, defend, depose." They were the words written on the ammunition found near where Thompson was killed. Those items have appeared on Etsy, TikTok and Amazon, although Amazon were quick to point out they removed all those items from their website. This article makes the point that the spread of these articles for sale not only highlights opportunism, but echo the swell of anger at health insurance companies and support for the shooter on social media.
Okay, well, a change of gear to finish, Leo, with some office party politics.
Yeah, well, as we can see in the Times this morning, civil servants could sue their employers over Christmas party snubs. If they're not invited to Christmas parties by their colleagues, they've been advised that they can take legal recourse. A civil union told its members that if they suspect it may be because of their age, gender, religion or ethnicity, they could have an employment tribunal against them. The union also have this message, which I think is important for everyone. Inappropriate behaviour is just as unacceptable as social events as it is in the workplace. Remember, alcohol is not a defence for such conduct. I think we all know a few people who could hear that one. Previously, employment tribunals have awarded tens of thousands of pounds in compensation. One woman who was pregnant and deliberately left out after telling her bosses that she was expecting received £20,000 in payment. And another woman, a new mother who was not invited to last-minute Christian drinks, was given £9,000. I've got to say, though, Eve, we're 10th of December. I still haven't got an invite for any sort of Christmas party, so I'm waiting.
To be honest, Leo, if I get a payout, no offence to my colleagues, but I'll take sitting at home. Leo McGuinn, thanks a lot for that look at the international papers.